Welcome, this is Miss Beard doing the China and Japan PowerPoint for Multicultural Foods at Pike High School. Alright, so the next country we're going to discuss, the last two in Asia, are China and Japan. So I'm going to start with China. China is in the greenish blue color that you see on the screen here. And so to the north of China you see Russia. To the south, you see India and Vietnam. So there's lots of countries that surround China, and it also has a little bit of coastline as well. So this just gives you an idea of some of the major landmarks in China. China is the fourth largest country in the world, and it sits with a population of over just about 1.2 billion people, which is about 1/5 of the world's population. Most of western China is mountains, with the Himalayan mountains being the major mountain range. They also have some desert lands, which you don't normally associate with China. Rivers also play a major role in China, both for transportation and irrigation purposes. And most of the northern wheat fields and southern rice fields are irrigated from rivers. So China is really known for its agriculture in terms of producing rice. That's one of their major crops that they produce, but they only produce it in the southern part of China. The Great Wall of China is the biggest landmark in China, and it was built over 2,000 years ago by the first emperor. It was originally built to protect the Chinese from the Huns, which were a people that were trying to invade and destroy the Chinese Empire. And so what they used to do was they would signal on the towers that you see right here with smoke and fire to signal that someone was trying to invade in that part of the wall. And so the Great Wall of China served as kind of a very unique barrier and protection method for the Chinese people. It still does stand today, and you can go visit it, although it's obviously not, it doesn't function in the same way that it used to. Chinese culture is very unique, and they have several holidays that they celebrate. The most well-known being the Chinese New Year, which occurs from January 23rd to February 6th. And each year, it's the year of a particular animal. So it's the year of the snake, or it's the year of the horse. And depending on when your birthday is, you were born in one of those years. And so they have particular personality traits that are associated with different years that you were born in. I was born in the year of the snake, and so there are different personality traits that go with me because of the year that I was born. The Dragon Boat Festival is on June 23rd, and they have a boat race that goes along with that. It is the oldest culture that we have recorded. China's culture is very well documented. They were very good about recording and writing what their traditions and their culture. And so we do have a lot to go off of in terms of knowing about China's history and about China's past. The climate of China is because it's such a large country, they have several different climate ranges. In northern China, they have severe winters that can reach down to 0, so kind of think Indiana here. We do have the same type of weather in Indiana. In central China, it's a little bit milder. Eastern China, you're getting a little hotter, 100-degree range weather. Most of China's rainfall is during the monsoon season, and a monsoon is like a big storm, and those happen between May and October. And monsoons function to help irrigate and provide water for the rice, which is a really big deal in terms of China's agriculture. As far as cuisine goes, rice is a staple food in China. In the northern part of China, they do not grow rice because of the weather. It's simply too cold. And so instead they grow wheat, barley, millet, and soybeans. And they also, they use a lot of breads, and they make a lot of different types of noodles. Noodles are definitely part of Chinese culture as well. Normally we think of noodles associated with Italy, but actually noodles originally came from China. And so that's just kind of a fun fact. In the south, they use a lot more rice for every meal. The average dinner in China includes some type of starch, whether it be rice or noodles, a meat dish, vegetables, and soup. Some eating traditions, a fun fact: once a meal is cooked, it's served all at once to the family, and the families typically eat with chopsticks and drink soup with a wide spoon. I'm going to show you these objects in the lab for China. We're going to do egg rolls, and for Japan, we're going to do sushi. And so I'm going to show you how to eat with chopsticks and some of the different eating utensils that they do use. If you've never tried chopsticks before, they can be very fun to use. They can be a little challenging as well. And so it is a fun thing to learn if you've never learned it before. Okay, here attached is a video clip. You can click on the link, and I will also post this on my big campus to learn a little bit more about China. Next, we're going to talk about Japan. And Japan is actually an island. It is located in Asia, in the Asian waters, I should say. But it is completely an island. It does not touch the continent of Asia at all. And so it is different in that way. And as you can see, it's actually several different islands that it is comprised of. Several thousands, I should say. Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Saku are four of the largest islands. The Sea of Japan separates the Asian continent from the actual cluster of islands. More than half of the country is mountainous and covered by forests. So it is not inhabited by only about half of Japan is inhabited by people. The population is over 125, that would be million, including 2 million foreign residents. The most famous volcano and highest mountain in Japan is Mount Fuji, which you've probably heard of before. Japan is very unique because they do pack a lot of people into not a lot of space. And that definitely influences their culture and the way that they do things. The climate in most major cities, including Tokyo, is subtropic. And they do have 4 seasons. The winter is mild and the summer is hot. They do have a rainy season in the early summer, kind of the same time range as China's rainy season, and typhoons do hit parts of the country every year during the late summer. And you've heard of several major typhoons recently that have been very devastating to Japan. The climate of the northern part of the island and the Sea of Japan coast is colder, okay, and they also have a little bit of snow as well. In Japan, the culture has really evolved over the millennia. Mostly they speak Japanese in Japan, but they also they speak other languages. Many Japanese people speak English as well. They have a very well-documented history. Just like China, they did document what was going on in their culture very well in writing so that we can look back and know some of the ancient traditions. It's widely known for its very traditional arts in terms of music and dance, as well as its contemporary pop culture. Japan is a very, it's definitely somewhere that, a lot of young people like to live, especially in Tokyo, and they have very contemporary culture as well. One thing I want to say is Japan and China have different cultures, and I know sometimes people think that, well, China and Japan are kind of the same thing. They, the people, they look the same, and so they must be the same. And although they have lots of similarities, it doesn't mean that they're the same people. They're in a different part of Asia, and their food is a little bit different as well. Japanese cuisine has developed over the past 2,000 years very strong influences from China and Korea. In the past 300 to 400 years, it's kind of formed what we would call nowadays Japanese cuisine, though. The most notable part of Japanese cuisine is sushi and nori, which are different, and lots of fish and vegetables in Japanese cuisine. If you think about it, they are an island, so they are completely surrounded by water, and so fish is a major part of their diet. And the way that they eat their foods as well is unique to Japan. Some soups. Okay. Attached is a video clip that you can watch to learn more about Japanese cuisine. I do want to go back and really quickly say we are going to be doing sushi for our lab in China. And so the way that they arrange food on their plates also is a big part of of the dining experience in China. If you notice, they have several different plates on this particular slide or picture, and so if you've ever gone to a Japanese restaurant, if you've ever had sushi before, you know that the way that they present sushi is also really important. And so they'll have several different dishes perhaps, and they do eat things besides sushi, but sushi is a major component. And sushi is not always necessarily raw fish. It can be fried, it can be cooked beforehand. The type of sushi that we are going to make is going to be a California roll, which consists of cooked crab, cream cheese, and crab, cream cheese, and something else, but wrapped up in nori. Cucumber, that's the other thing. And so it's safe to eat. Some sushis, it has a reputation for being harmful to you, in terms of food safety. And what I want to say about that is you got to buy reputable sushi. That means you don't go to the gas station and buy sushi and expect it to not make you sick. If you like sushi, you should go to higher-end restaurants that, are using fresh fish. You want to buy sushi-grade raw fish if you're choosing to have raw sushi. Buy it from nice places or make it yourself and pick the fish yourself, and you will get your money's worth in terms of sushi. Don't go to the vending machine. Don't go to the gas station. In those cases, you just don't know how long it's been sitting out. And sushi, it's really important that you are watching the time and the temperature in terms of food safety. One thing I've noticed is that, of course, pregnant women are not supposed to consume raw fish, so sushi is something that's kind of out in my diet right now. It's something I really miss because I do like sushi, and I can have cooked sushi, though, so if it's fried beforehand or like the California rolls that we're going to make are fine for me to eat. But again, it's all about moderation and just making sure that you're buying a reputable product. Also, soups are really huge in Japan. They eat lots of different vegetables and different types of broth, which are reflected in the different types of soup that they have. All right, I hope you enjoyed learning about China and Japan. This is Miss Beard from Multicultural Foods at Pike High School.